Hi, welcome to today's lesson. Our learning target today is I can divide a whole number by a unit fraction. Let's learn how to do that. First, we're going to review what we know about division. So here's our division question. How many groups of 2 are in 4? And I have a model set up here, 4 apples. Let's write the problem here, and as we do, we'll review our division vocabulary. All right, so to begin, we are asked to divide up 4 apples, right? And so that number that we're dividing, that is our dividend. So let's write 4 under dividend. And we're asked how many groups of 2 are in 4. And so 2, the number we're dividing by, is our divisor. And now let's find an answer. Well, there is 1 group of 2 and 2 groups of 2 in 4 apples. And so our quotient, or our answer, is 2 because there are 2 groups. That is our dividend divisor quotient, our vocabulary, and a quick review of division. Now, let's learn about what a unit fraction is, because remember, our divisors today are unit fractions. So our unit fraction, let me see if I can bring this down here. A unit fraction in math can be defined as a fraction whose numerator is 1. Look at all these examples over here. These are all unit fractions. 1/4, 1/5, 1/2, 1/23, and on and on. They're all examples of unit fractions. A unit fraction represents one shaded part of all the equal parts of the whole. Here's another way to understand unit fractions. One shaded part out of the whole triangle, that is 1/2. One shaded part out of this square is 1/4. One shaded part out of this heptagon is 1/7. And we have one shaded part here out of the circle, that's 1/16. All of this are examples of unit fractions. Now, let's get to the division. Here we have a question that's sort of similar to our first division in the review, but now our divisors change to a fraction. The question reads, how many halves are in 4? So as we did in the review, let's fill out this problem as we work through it. Our dividend, or the number we're dividing up, is 4. Our model shows this right here. Let me move myself out of the way again. All right, and so under dividend, we're going to write 4. Our divisor now, and for all the problems today, is this fraction, 1/2. Another way to say this question, how many halves are in 4, is how many groups of 1/2 are in 4, right? It's the same kind of question as we asked in the review. And so we're going to divide today in this problem by 1/2. So here we have our problem now. 4 divided by 1/2 equals. And the way we answer that is to divide each of these apples in half and count the number of halves we make. So let's do that. Let's divide this apple in half, and this apple in half, this apple in half, and this apple in half. How many halves do we have? Let's see. 1, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, 6 halves, 7 halves, 8 halves. So our quotient, or answer, to 4 divided by 1/2 is 8. All right, let's try another one. Now, we're going to move away from using apples as our model and move into these bar models. What we see here is called a bar model. And in a bar model, each full bar is considered one whole. And I put an apple next to it in case you want to keep relating one whole to one whole apple. Okay, but these are the bar models that you'll also see in your practice work. So here we have the problem, 2 divided by 1/6. That's the same thing as saying, how many 1/6 are there in 2? And so just as we divided the apples in the last problem, we are now going to divide the bars in this problem. So in this whole bar here, one whole, we're going to divide it into 6 equal pieces. So we can find 6, right? So let's do that. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now this one whole is divided into 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sixths. Okay? Let's do the same thing now to the other whole, right? Because remember, we're dividing 2 by 1/6, not just one. So let's go ahead and divide this whole up into 6 as well. And now we have both wholes divided into 6. And so to figure out how many 6 are in 2, we have to count them all up. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and count. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 1/6, or 12 6 in 2. So the answer to our division problem, which is 2 divided by 1/6, equals 12. There's 12 of these 1/6 units, right? Each of these is a sixth. And there are 12 of them in 2. Let's try another one. Here we have 3 divided by 1/4, which is another way to say how many 1/4 are in 3 wholes. And here we have our 3 wholes. 1, 2, 3 wholes. What will we divide each of these wholes into? That's right, fourths. You got it. So let's go ahead and start that process. Let's divide each of these wholes into fourths. So let's see here. This first whole is now in 4/4, right? There's 1/4 and another fourth and another fourth and another fourth. And then this whole is into 4/4. This whole is into 4/4. And let's count up all the fourths in these 3 wholes. Ready? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fourths. So the answer, or the quotient, to 3 divided by 1/4 equals 12. There are 12 1/4 in 3. All right. I want you, let's do one more. Okay, here we go. This problem is 5 divided by 1/3. And so that's another way to say how many 1/3 are in 5. Here are our 5 wholes. And we're going to divide each into thirds. I want you to go ahead and do that. Divide each of these into thirds and come up with what you believe is the quotient to 5 divided by 1/3. Go ahead. All right. Did you divide each whole into thirds? So let's see, there's 1/3 and 1/3 and 1/3 here. And then repeat that process for each of these wholes, just like that. And then I hope, did you count the number of thirds in all 5 combined? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 1/3 in 5 wholes. That is your quotient. 5 divided by 1/3 equals 15. All right. Today, our learning target is I can divide a whole number by a unit fraction. Are you ready to give this a try? Let's do it.